they came for the socialists, and I did not speak out because I was not a socialist. Then they came for the trade unionists, and I did not speak out because I was not a trade unionist. Then they came for the Jews, and I did not speak out because I was not a Jew. The world will not be destroyed by those who do evil, but by those who watch them without doing anything. Albert Einstein. The world suffers a lot, not because of the violence of bad people, but because of the silence of good people. Napoleon Bonaparte. Have you ever looked away without showing any concern about the injustice and wickedness being meted out to another person? Hey, there are times where you must put mouth for wetin no concern you. There are times when you must be bold and fearless and speak the truth, no matter the consequences. Person dey chop malu no mean say making dey call malu brother now. Kí ló dé? Stand up for the truth. Stand for justice, even if it means you are standing alone. Hello, amazing family. My name is Bosse Ojubo. Welcome to Amazing Grace with Bosse, the show that looks at different aspects of our lives, breaks it down to help you be a better you. I came across a video that was so instructive, and I felt the need to bring it home to us.
You there, second desk, blue jacket. What is your name?
My name is Alexis.
Alexis, please leave my lecture room. I don't want to see you at one of my lectures ever again.
I don't understand.
I am not going to ask a second time. Thank you. Why are there laws? What are laws for? Anyone?
Social order?
To protect a person's personal rights.
So that you can rely on the government?
Justice?
Thank you. Tell me, was I unfair to your classmate just now? Indeed I was. So, why didn't any of you protest? Why didn't any of you try and stop me? Why didn't you want to prevent this injustice? You see, what you have just learnt, you wouldn't have understood in 1,000 hours of lectures unless you lived it. You didn't say anything because you weren't affected yourself. And this attitude speaks against you and against life. You think it doesn't concern you, so it's none of your business. Well, I'm here to say, if you don't help bring about justice, then one day you too may experience injustice, and there will be nobody there to stand before you. Truth and justice lives through us all, and we must fight for it. Because in life and work, we often live next to each other, but not with each other. We console ourselves that the problems of others are nothing to do with us, none of our business. And we go home glad at night that we're spared, but It's about standing up for each other. Every day an injustice happens in business, sport, or on the tram. Relying on someone else to take care of it is not good enough. It is our duty to be there for others, to speak up for others when they cannot. I am here to teach you the power of your voice. I want you to learn critical thinking to empower you to stand up for what is right, even if it means going against what everyone else is doing. Let's begin.
The video you just watched plays out in different ways in our lives. I guess somehow we are all guilty. Do you know that there's power in your voice? Are you using your voice? Do you see injustice and keep quiet? The way those students in the video you just watched kept quiet when the lecturer sent their classmates out of the class. I saw the surprise and shock in their faces, but they didn't speak up. Why? I guess they felt it's not their business, right? I guess too, they were afraid of being sent out of the class, or perhaps fear of failing the course, or for daring to challenge the lecturer. I'm sure you have read about the Holocaust, how the Nazis and their collaborators excluded and barred Jews from civil service and from becoming German citizens. We are told how the Nazis killed millions of people whom they thought were inferior to them. History tells us that many non-Jews helped to hide some Jews. They were good people amongst them. They refused, as a matter of fact, to betray their friends and neighbors who were Jews. But majority just stood aside to watch. They were indifferent. They were benefiting and saying, it's not my business. It's not my concern. People keep quiet for different reasons. There's a fear of consequences. For some, it's the fear that what they're benefiting from the person, causing the pain and suffering will stop. It's all about self-preservation. This is very common in our society today. We see it in government, politics, offices, and even in our families. People often waka pass when they see injustice and wickedness. Some pretend not to see the evil happening at all, especially if the person is rich and powerful and perhaps giving them contracts, giving them jobs, feeding them and clothing them. They will even be cheering the person on. They forget that life now turn by turn. One day it will get to their turn and the turn of their children, and they will be helpless. And people will also say, it's not my business, it's not my concern. Helps the oppressor to continue the wickedness because they feel they can get away with it. It gives them the courage to continue the wicked behavior, and that also makes you an accessory to evil, even if you claim to be helpless. Using your voice and speaking up can sometimes save a life. And there are times when you need to speak up to save even the perpetrator from self-destruction. Unfortunately, when they destroy themselves, we run away and leave them to suffer the consequences and humiliation alone. The least you can do, therefore, when you claim to love someone is to tell them the truth, even if it is bitter. But Will they listen? Not likely, but at least it will be on record that you stood for justice and you spoke the truth. And that's our show for today. Do with it as you wish. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.